And I think it's disrespectful actually to compare his situation to Emmett Till. I think that is completely inappropriate. Like that's very inappropriate for her to do that.
Emmett Till was an innocent kid.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Jussie Smollett is a liar.
Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. We are back this week. So we had a couple of questions, not really questions, just what we thought on some subjects. It's really like current events type things. I'm on my phone. So about the Jussie situation, someone asked us about the Brittany. I think her name is Griner. I think I wrote it down wrong. Griner. That's the WNBA player, Russia, and all that stuff. Okay, so let's just break it all down. Okay, Jussie. Jussie is, as we said before in the other Jussie video, he's a mess. Do you think it was fair? Do we think that the sentencing was fair what he did? And my thoughts are, I thought that was pretty late. Yes.
I don't think it was fair. I think she got longer.
I think it got longer. Like he staged a hate crime.
He caused a racial stir, and so I think he should get more than that.
Yeah.
We can't. Sometimes there are people you need to make an example of, and to me that he's a celebrity. And he got a slap on the wrist, and even though he's getting 150 days in jail, he still doesn't have to. He's still going to get his own separate cell. He's going to get his own protection,
and he gets to go away.
So it's not
he still gets to go fly back and forth.
No, that's why when he's in jail, when he gets out, he'll be on 30-month probation.
Oh, okay.
And then he can still fly anywhere he wants for work. That's what they say. He can still fly. So he pretty much has. He just has to call and check in.
I think he got a fine or whatever.
He got fined $125,000 for restitution for the city of Chicago.
Right.
And then he got a, penalty, $25,000.
Right. Now,
which he's rich, so
it doesn't matter. But now the one thing that I really wanted to talk about is the way his behavior, I guess, in the court, because he was very animated.
I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that.
This guy is such an actor. Like, he's such an actor. And I'm like, okay, Jussie, he's trying to do the whole Angela Davis type, free the black man type thing. And I'm like, this isn't a thing.
No.
This isn't, Jussie, you are not a revolutionist. Mm-hmm. You didn't do anything, they're not detaining you unlawfully. Like, you've done something massively, to me, wrong.
And this is why I don't like the whole feel sorry for me because I'm black,
I hate that.
Or feel sorry for me, I'm a woman. The Oppression Olympics is because it causes people who are guilty of things to use their race or sexuality or gender to fight something. And I think it's unfortunate, and I just don't get into that.
Right. He was like, when he was coming out of the court, what did he say? He said, I'm not suicidal.
Yeah.
So he's trying to say that if anything happens to him in prison or whatever, that...
Well, nothing's going to happen to him with the inmates because he's going to be protected by security.
So that...
He gets his own cell. He gets to be by himself. He'll get to go outside, but he'll, again, be protected because he's a celebrity. He gets celebrity protection.
Right.
He won't be in gym pop like all the rest of the people who've committed crimes.
Right. It's similar to his...
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like
some less worse.
Yeah, right. So
so
I don't feel sorry for him. Like Kara said, I don't really think that he got a bad. I thought
he got a slap on the wrist.
I thought he got a pretty good deal.
This was a premeditated crime.
Right.
And so to me, this wasn't like something like the judge said. This wasn't something that there are people who commit crimes on the whim.
Yeah.
They saw an opportunity and they just did it. You know what I mean? Not good, but some people, if they're in a desperate situation, they'll steal something like that. He said this was premeditated. Mm-hmm. This was something he did and planned and rehearsed, which means that he meant to do this. He was conscious of his actions when he was doing it, and he started a race issue in our country, and he
a homophobic one too, a homophobic issue too.
And he's he made misuse of the police department.
That's another thing is that what people are saying about him is that like Chicago already has enough issues right now. The last thing they need is some, narcissistic celebrity coming in there, staging something like this. Last thing they need to use their resources on him. If they did, because he's a celebrity. But it's like, no, I don't feel sorry for you. And that whole animated kind of attitude he had, and that during the no. And the other part of it was Taharji Henson. She wrote about this, and she's like comparing him to Emmett Till. Now I'm gonna read her Instagram tweet or whatever she did, or I think it's either a tweet. I'm gonna read it, and then we're going to review this. She has a bunch of praying hands. Look at all her praying hands. I'm gonna put my glasses on because I can't see this. That's too tiny. I'm not gonna be able to see it. So Taharji, she says, "I am not here to debate you on this. I'm not here to debate you on his innocence, but we can agree that the punishment does not fit the crime. Emmett Till was brutally beat and ultimately murdered because of a lie, and none of the people involved with his demise spent one day in jail, even after Carolyn Bryant admitted that her claims were false. No one was hurt or killed during Jussie's ordeal. He has already lost everything. To me, as an artist, not able to create, that in itself is a punishment enough. He can't get a job. No one in Hollywood will hire him. And again, as an artist who loves to create, that is a prison. My prayer is that he is freed and put on house arrest and probation, because in this case, that would seem fair." When she says please free Jussie.
Sorry,
Taharji.
Sorry,
girl.
Needs to shut up.
Yeah, and Emmett Till.
And don't get yourself wrapped up in something for your career goes somewhere because of
right.
Emmett Till. No one ever said what happened to Emmett Till was fair, or any of the people that did not get charged for what happened.
Carolyn Bryant's a disgrace.
It was just disgusting what happened to Emmett Till. Now, the country has tried to heal over the years, with the killing of him, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, many people from the Black Panther Party, JFK, and so all of the people who have been assassinated about race. Yeah, the country has. I'm not saying politically. Yeah, politicians are scum. Yeah. They'll always use people as pawns. Right. But we have tried to move on, and we have made a lot of progress. You cannot deny that. We have made a lot of progress. So, with that being said, you're not going to sit here and tell me that a guy who knew what he was doing, and knew exactly what it could cost him for attention, to advance his career, and for me to feel sorry for a spoiled little boy, man boy, and so you think I'm going to sit here and feel sorry for him, Taharji? Well, no. Yeah, and I think it's disrespectful actually to compare his situation to Emmett Till. I think that is completely inappropriate. Like that's very inappropriate for her to do that. Emmett Till was an innocent kid. Yeah, that's a whole different. Jussie Smollett is a liar. And I know what she's trying to compare it to is that nothing ever happened with the Carolyn Bryant situation, even when she came forward and said that she lied about that, right? So it's still separate. That's still a totally different situation to me. And I think, like when she says the punishment to her, the punishment does not fit the crime. Do you think the punishment? I think the punishment should be more, actually. Yeah. I think it does fit the crime. But to me, what is she trying to say then? Is she trying to say that nobody should be accountable for their actions? Right. So then, okay. Let him go. So then, if a white person does this again, should we then let him go? Is that okay? Are we going to start marching? If a Hispanic person kills someone, we just let them go? That does all because of something that happened a long time ago. Are we just supposed to let everybody off the hook now? Yeah. To me, what she's saying is kind of irrelevant, because what she's saying is that because someone else didn't get punished, he shouldn't get punished. That has nothing to do. But what he did was open up a wound. That needs to heal. Yeah. When a hate crime happens on, a black person or anybody of any race, or, a homophobic, or, that happens, when you do things like this and you continue to do these hoaxes, for personal gain, when something actually happens,
that's actually factually happening and messed up with a hate crime, it's not going to be taken seriously as it could, because you have people like this that are now going to make people start to question hate crimes.
It is the worst thing that can happen, especially in our country with all our history and all that we're going through now to try to get around some of these issues. Hate crimes are the absolute worst. And I believe that you did damage to real hate crimes, to hate crime victims. There are people that are actual, genuine victims of hate crimes that you did damage to. These are people that have a difficult time coming forward. They may be mistrustful. They may not want to bring it to the attention of the community or first responders. There may be some trepidation. I don't know for sure how much damage there was. I don't know how this is going to impact other people, if they're going to be hesitant to come forward because they're going to think that they're going to be accused of acting like you and doing a stunt like you pulled here.
Now when it happens, people are going to be wondering, oh, is this a hoax too? This is why it's not a hard enough punishment.
And it's just, right. So I don't really understand why she's trying to take something that happened to Emmett Till, was what, 14?
Yeah.
14 somewhere, years old, in the midst of the segregated South.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When things were really unfair, real racism.
And then compared
to this spoiled little Hollywood brat who looks like he just never has been able to get he looks to me like, he just seems to me like someone who's never really had to face hard times.
Right.
Kamala Harris was asked about this the other day because she was one of his biggest this is a racial injustice. They asked her the other day and she was just like, well, there's still information coming out. No, the information's out. And you know what? I think that a lot of people in Hollywood stuck their neck out for him.
They did.
Maybe on purpose, or maybe just because they thought that really did happen, and now they feel foolish.
Right.
And so, just like Taharja, I think they're trying to make it about race instead of their own stupidity of not knowing all the information.
Yeah. But she said that, the fact that no one will hire him, let me tell you right now how it happens. Let me tell you how it happens. When something like this goes wrong with a celebrity, and it's a big hoopla, it's a big scandal, everybody's canceling everybody, right? Give it a couple months. It'll die over. This man will be on the big screen in no time. Look, it's on the small screen. It doesn't matter. This is not going to affect his career in that way. People get over things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, people seem to think that, like she was saying, he'll never get hired again, or he's not, no one wants to hire him. Well, I guess not. I don't blame them for not wanting to hire him. He's a joke. But give it a couple months. Hollywood is pretty,
Hollywood's full of
trolls anyway,
and weird,
he'll be fine.
weird people.
Yeah, Jussie will be back in there.
There are pedophiles in that place. There are wife abusers and drug addicts, and believe me,
actually,
right in.
Actually, what he did is not a far stretch from what they would have done. So the Brittany Griner, I hope I'm saying her name right. I think I'm saying Brittany Griner. So she is a WNBA player. So I had to read up on this a little bit. I've seen her before, but I don't know much about the WNBA. But so she plays for Phoenix, I think.
I don't watch the WNBA.
I don't either. I think she plays for Phoenix. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I think she does. But okay, so she was playing in the off season. It's the off season of WNBA. So in the off season, a lot of even NBA players play in other countries, right? I'm assuming, for either practice or just for competition, So she's playing in Russia and the Euro League, I think. And so on her way back from Russia, I believe that she was detained because the drug sniffing dog. The dog picked up on drugs. What she had was a vape, the vape thing. And in vape cartridges, he picked up on a scent of, I guess, the cannabis oil. You can't be in Russia doing this, right? This is not a thing for their country. Now, I was looking up the laws in Russia to see what it is. Now, if I'm going to a different country for any reason, I'm going to know their laws. Now, I'm assuming this woman didn't know. She seems well-traveled, But, so let's look at Russia's laws. Cannabis in Russia is illegal. Possession of up to 6 grams or 2 grams of hashish is an administrative offense, punishable by a fine or detention of 15 days. But possession of a larger amount is a criminal offense, which means you can get some time. Right. We get some time right. So I don't understand. This is the same thing I thought with the other girl, the runner, Shikari. I don't know her
Shikari,
name.
the one
Shikari,
that
yes.
weed when she...
I just feel like if you go to another country, don't you need to know? I mean, I feel like I would want to know their laws. Now, Russia is pretty known for not dealing. They don't do the cannabis thing. That stuff is illegal there. Period. So I don't know why they Americans continue to go to other countries and then do this, and then now we have everyone saying free Brittany.
Well, just like Jussie, here we have people,
Here we go.
Here we have black people with privilege,
right?
Who think that they're not going, that they're above laws.
Law, yes.
They're above. She thought because she could go over to another country and she could be kind of famous, and you know, it was just like that that transgendered YouTube star that went over to Dubai.
Oh, Gigi Gorgeous. Yeah.
And thought that she was going to be transgender in a country that doesn't even like those gay people off the you know.
Those off buildings.
Off buildings.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, she's complaining like, girl, please. Everybody threw you off a building. You'd be happy they just actually leave quietly.
Right.
But, you know, people think, this is American arrogance.
Yeah.
When you go over to other countries and think because you're a part of the United States, you can just be... you don't have to do their stuff.
Right.
You know, I think in some countries, even if you're American, you have to wear the hijab.
You do.
You know,
you do.
because
yes.
they want you covered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a sign of disrespect if you don't.
Right. It's just like, what is it? When we were over trying to give some other country democracy.
Yeah.
And then they came back in.
Right.
Like 5 days, they had the women back in those burqas and all that stuff. It was like, they were like, oh, actually, no, we want our women covered up.
Yeah.
We know that you guys like your Cardi B's and your Meg Thee Stallions, but no, actually, we don't like that. Yeah. So, you know, take you and your American democracy and go back to America, and that's what we need to be, in our own business.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so here's another situation where a celebrity tried to use her celebrity, and now we're hashtagging her. I don't feel sorry for her again.
Yeah.
I don't care that she's black. You don't go over to another country and try to do whatever you want and then think you're not going to get disciplined.
Yeah.
Because, you know, because you feel like you're special.
So I'm sure she'll probably say, I didn't know that having a vape.
Now this is the girl who was
thing,
this was the girl who was, I think she was in the news for domestic
violence.
Beating up her,
She's
a lesbian. She was beating up her girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, isn't it funny how when women beat the crap out of women,
yeah,
makes it, you know,
well,
feminists aren't on that.
Gays
are again, same thing.
Fighting for
if she was not a celebrity, and she was just a regular old, you know, regular black woman that worked at, you know, Marsh or, you know, or Walmart. Sorry, Marsh. Walmart. That's the Indiana store. Yeah. Walmart, and she was over there doing that. We'd be like, well, girl, you should have not did that.
You should have did that.
But all we have to do is put a little celebrity feel in it, and then we all feel sorry for these rich people with privilege. And I don't care. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't get it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If I go to another country. And I'm brushing up on the laws. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is common laws. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to brush up on just the standard laws of that country. I'm brushing up with that. But something just tells me that she may have, I think she knew. I mean, this woman seems to be well-traveled. She's, you know, so I feel like she had to have known you don't bring in vapes with cannabis oil. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sure she'll say, well, I didn't know, or, you know, that it was a problem. It's a vape.
Yeah, I don't want to get stuck in these countries when I go visit them.
Yeah, right.
I just want to visit. I don't want to have to spend... Remember that movie that was with the girls? Broke Down
Palace.
Oh, my God. These girls get set up. These three white girls are like travelers, and they get set... It was a really good movie.
Do you guys remember that movie?
And they get set up by this guy that's like Australian guy that's also backpacking through Asia.
Yeah.
And, I think we were in Thailand or something.
Yeah, they were in Thailand.
And he puts contraband or something in their bag.
Yeah,
and so they went through customs, and they got pulled. Or you know,
I think he was using them as a mule.
But they didn't know.
They didn't know,
and they got pulled. They had to go. I mean, they had to go to trial in that country, and they got convicted.
Yeah, Broke Down Palace,
and they got convicted. And they had to be, and because look, you guys, you think our prisons are awful. You go over to some of these other countries,
it's
and
a different situation.
Like some the African guy was saying,
remember our
you
Uber
don't want to get, he was like, our Uber driver. He was like, you get caught in any continent in Africa, and I'm sorry, any country in Africa, and he's just like, and you will get your act together.
Because I remember I asked him, I said, what are the prisons like? I said, what are the prisons like in Africa? And he just stopped the car. He said, what are the prisons like in Africa? He said, I said, what's the difference between that from American prisons and that? He said, the difference is heaven and hell. They don't even give you a bed sometimes.
He even said, what did he say? He said, American prisons must not be so bad. I said, why did he say that? He said, because most of the people who go to prison go back.
They keep going.
He said, you don't want to go back to prison in Africa. You don't go back to those prisons.
I was like, wow.
He's like, yeah. He's just like, there's none of this. I'll see you back. A return visit.
Right.
Nobody wants to return.
But she's still there. I think in Russia, they're still trying to figure this whole thing out. But I feel like at this point, people are always trying to fight for weed. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk about weed for a second.
Marijuana.
I think marijuana
should be legal.
Now, I hate marijuana. I hate the
smell
of it.
Yeah.
I don't like I don't like when people are using it to numb themselves, which I see all the time. Mm-hmm. Not just to have a little fun, a couple of times a week. I see people who are just stoned out of their mind every single moment of their day. I just think it can become a problem. And besides that, I don't like the way that it smells. I don't like anything about it, right?
It smells like you didn't take a bath.
Right. But, definitely to me, it's not a Schedule A drug. It's not like heroin and crack and cocaine.
You shouldn't be going to jail for it.
Methamphetamine. It's not like that. So, to me, I don't think that should be, I think that's wrong when the law is like basing it in the same category. Because I don't think that it is, and I do think it should be legal. I personally do. Even though I hate it. I think it should be legal. But I think that when it comes to people are always they're going to take it to the streets with this girl on this marijuana thing. They really want to, what people are doing is upset at the weed part. Like it should be legal, and I'm like, well, but it's not in their country. It's parts of America it's legal, but like in Russia, their government, it's not legal. So why the hell are you bringing any kind of anything? I don't care if it's cannabis oil, I don't care if it's a little sliver of it. Mm-hmm. It's illegal there. But why would you go there on your off season of WNBA play? And maybe it helps her. People say this all the time. A lot of athletes say that it helps them. They can't do it a lot of times, professional ones, but they say that it does help them. But still, you're in a country where it is not legal.
Just like Jussie, this is what you call a lesson. And some people, like me, in my life, where I'm hard-headed, that sometimes extreme measures, like losing all of your money, have to be taken on you to learn a big lesson about life. And sometimes there are people, and that isn't just for people who don't have any money or broke people or your average person. That's for everybody.
That's for everybody.
Everybody in this world is going to be faced with challenge and also going to be faced with having to change the way that they live their life on some level. Right. You know what I mean? And for me, this is what we call a hard lesson. And I bet she won't really do it again. And if she does it again, well, then now you're just stupid. You know what I mean?
People don't want to listen. But it reminds me so much when I heard of this story. It reminds me so much of the Sha'Carri. Mm-hmm. Is that her name? Sha'Carri? You're saying it? So it reminds me so much of her because, again, it's kind of in a different way though. Same situation where she's on a big platform where it's not. You're not supposed to be having that in your system when you're on the Olympics. Okay, whatever. And everyone's like, rooting for the weed. And everyone's like, free Brittany. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with this girl. I can only assume they'll get her back here. It'll be fine. But the truth is that something does happen where she has to stay there and do some time or fine. I don't know. I don't know if that's wrong when their laws say don't do that. Yeah. And then people are like, oh my God, it's because she's black. Someone said this because she's black. Here we go. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So the drug sniffing dog, was he racist?
Right.
So the drug sniffing dog, it's his fault that he sniffed cannabis oil. Guys, let's stop. I mean, okay. There are racist things that happen. This is not to me, this is not a racist situation. This is a woman who did something wrong in another country. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Now figure it out. I'm sure she'll be fine.
And then, everybody, this is a big lesson of people thinking that because you get money, fame, and stuff, that these two situations are a good example of that money can't change stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. On both levels. You know what I mean? And so, you would think these people who have, not everybody gets to be in the WNBA. Not everybody gets to be on Empire. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And not there are actors and athletes out here who don't even get a chance. Yeah. And they're really good. And here are these two people. Privilege. And black. Got a...
Did it. You made it.
Made it. You know what I mean? Have money. You have success. And both of them do dumb things.
Yep.
And to me, you know, not even being grateful for where you are.
Russia in general, because someone asked about the whole Russia, how we feel about the whole Russia-Ukraine situation going on. Russia's wanting Ukraine to be Russia.
Yeah,
basically,
a third of Ukraine is Russia. So they claim Russian. There are people that call themselves Russian in Ukraine. They're on the side of Putin.
Yes.
So they've been fighting their own government for years now. You know what I mean? Again, somehow I just think it's just the United States is only in this. Somehow I think we want to start a war with Russia, and this is how they're trying to do it. Again, we are,
and now the Ukraine
in someone else's country trying to do stuff that we should never been in. You know, in most of these wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Vietnam. You know.
Now now the Ukrainians want us to join alliances. They want America.
Yeah, because they have no money.
They have no money.
They have no army.
Their military is not big enough, so they don't have anything. So now they're wanting. And so here we go. America again is starting to put their nose into business that is not ours. And then they're just trying to find a reason to go to war with this Russia thing. What do you think this whole buildup of Russia Gate was? This whole Russia. This is all like a build-up to what, you know what I mean? To this.
Yeah, and look at the gas prices have all gone up. You know what I mean? Are they going down where Biden has been begging Saudi Arabia for oil, and they won't answer the phone. Yeah, they're not talking to us.
No, they're not.
You know, and so he's not a strong president.
No.
And so this is where we are: $6 a gallon.
Our gas prices still up. Here.
Yeah, anywhere from 4 to 6 gallons a gallon.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought, oh my god, you know, I don't have a car now, but I used to have a car, and those prices, I haven't had a car in quite some time, but those prices that I saw, like seeing people put up and take pictures of, I'm like, oh my god, how, what are people going to do? So, the gas prices have a lot to do with this whole thing, but it has. And it's indirectly this whole Russia-Ukrainian thing is a indirect problem with the gas prices.
But you know, this is just America's way of trying to mess with Putin.
Right.
And Putin will level Ukraine.
Well,
they are
also,
you know,
Putin has he's
a nuclear power.
Yeah,
just like us. So
Russia does have a part of Ukraine. A third? Is it a third of it? Or not even a third? They have a small section of Ukraine. Yeah. And so Putin is saying, well, because we have that section, since Russia has that section of Ukraine, that small part of Ukraine, they have given arms.
Well, you said that when you were reading that, you said Russia is the big brother to the Ukraine. Yes, so they literally have to kind of go with what he's doing.
Right. So the thing is that Putin's all in an uproar because he's given arms and military to that part of Ukraine, and now Ukraine's saying we want to be a separate. He's like, no. He's like, no, I'm taking no. And so I feel like, by the way, Putin doesn't want to call this a war, and he says don't call it a war, and it's not called an invasion. It's called It's called a special military operation. So he's like a dictator. Yeah. He's like, so if anyone calls it an invasion or a war, then they're gonna be prosecuted.
Yeah, he's like
they're gonna get arrested. He's a dictator, so they're gonna get arrested. So guys, this is not a war. This is a special military operation. Yeah, Putin says. So look, I guess some journalists and some journalists in Russia were calling it a war. And so he was like, no, that's not what it's called. Okay, so he told them if he sees any papers writing that, then he'll have them arrested. Wow.
But we have to learn to let other countries deal with their leaders.
We do.
You know what I mean?
And so if Ukraine wants to be independent, they need to fight their own war. Y'all wanted to know some current events today. Yeah. Okay, let us know what you guys think about all of these. The Brittany Griner. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong, but you know, it doesn't roll off the tongue right. Okay, the WNBA player. Jussie's sentence, was it fair to you guys? This whole Russia thing, should America stay out of it?
Yes. Was Jussie's sentence fair? No, he should have got more. Is that girl,
Brittany?
Is this fair? Yes.
Yes.
She stay out of people. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Don't start none, won't be none.
Right.
That's just how I feel about life.
That's not your business.
Mind your business.
All right, everybody. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you enjoy our content. I know we have new subscribers too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So,
welcome. We're so close to 1,000.
I know, we're getting very close to 1,000.
Right.
After 15 million years.
Yeah.
We're finally going to get back.
I'm trying to stay hidden until we're found.
But welcome, new subscribers. We take, requests, like topic requests if you guys want to email us. So I put our email down in the description box. If you guys have topic ideas, we would love to hear yours. And yeah, that's it. This is going to be a two-parter. We like the two-parters, you guys. I like doing a long form. We're going to continue to talk. Long form and then just breaking it up. For some reason, I just like it. Do you guys like it? Do you care? Whatever. It's conversation. So,
right.
Everybody have a good day. Bye.